One of the things also to note throughout your career in minor league baseball is that it's going to come to an end eventually. You might think that you're going to play for 30 years, you're not. Okay. Nobody plays for, more than 15 or 20 years. And if you get to 15 or 20 years, you're damn lucky. Most players will play for about 4 years. That's the average duration of a career in professional baseball. Many players will play for more, some will play for less. Major League Baseball does not provide post playing career support to minor league baseball players. This is really important to understand because when you leave the game, sometimes you won't have anywhere to turn. And so it's important to prepare yourself at least for that eventual day, whether it be in 2 years, whether it be in 20 years, for when you're not a professional baseball player anymore. More Than Baseball has developed partnerships with multiple companies in different spaces that want to hire former athletes. We can help you prepare for that next step. And frankly, we just hope you start preparing at some point before your career is over. It doesn't have to be day one of your professional career, but make it a priority to understand these are the things that I want to do with my life post baseball. We can provide you with resources to assist with resume building, making the most of your skill sets. We can help you find off-season jobs, and those off-season jobs can be used to build skill sets that you'll use after your professional baseball career. Another one of those components is also education. And as you'll see on this slide, you should understand that there are funds available to you as a ball player to use for your education. We discussed this earlier. They're called the CEP benefits. You have to have these signed into your contract. They're not available to all players. They're only available to those who have signed contracts with them in them. And John can explain a little bit about the taxation here, but most players who sign for these benefits never use them. And that's a huge waste of resources that are yours. You signed for that money, you deserve it, and therefore you should use it to continue your education whenever you can. And John can describe a little bit about how those can be used.
So this is probably one of the biggest secrets of draft bonus contracts is, especially if you're signing out of high school, you're going to end up with 150, $200,000 potentially of education benefit for 4 years worth of tuition and fees of college. At typically they use the price of whatever school you were 4 year school you were committed to. But if you do end up going back to school and using this, one thing that they don't really tell you is that this is actually taxable income to you. So again, similar to the bonus, it's 100% reads on the scholarship, but after taxes, it really is about 75%. So when you get the reimbursement back, typically most guys are out of pocket, a couple $1,000s a semester if you're going to a 4 year school. So that's just something to keep in mind. But one thing that you can do with the CEP program is if you're playing and you're taking just one minor league or one class in off season while playing in the minor leagues, you can actually submit for a reimbursement on your living expenses for your off-season lease. So it's actually useful to be able to use some of the language in the contract that you were written to help yourself get reimbursed and offset some of those costs throughout your career, while also helping you, prepare for life after baseball by starting your education and your lifetime learning. So just a couple things to keep in mind. A very, very underused and underutilized part of the contract that most guys sign out of the draft.